And then moving on, we just have a little bit of Q&A session. I want to show you a few things in MetaStock. I want to answer any MetaStock related questions for you, and just kind of give you an idea for those of you that aren't familiar with MetaStock of what exactly it is. We've shown charts all day in MetaStock, got a lot of experts that are using MetaStock, a lot of people that are using MetaStock. So we're going to do a little bit of a MetaStock boot camp. I'm going to show you personally how you're going to use like scanning and those type of things in the program. Before we get into that, I'm going to throw one last shout out to Stocks and Commodities. Really appreciate their sponsorship of these events. And again, if you buy any of the add-ons, they're going to give you a 2-year subscription to it. And it's a great magazine. I love Stocks and Commodities. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I've worked for MetaStock. In March, I've actually added it up. It's going to be like 19 years, if you believe that, in March. So it's a long time. I started in inside sales. It's a great job. I enjoy it. Did that for about 10 years. And then for the last 9 years, I guess, I've been doing business development in some form or another. Right now I'm in charge of Americas and India and Europe. I'm in charge of the team of the whole world, but it's been a great job. I really enjoy working here. Particularly what I like about my job is actually working with the people you've talked to today and the people that have given instructions today. And, I'm not going to try and teach you techniques at all today because, you've got a lot of that. Certainly that's kind of their role more than mine. But it's been a very, very rewarding job. I do have to read this because I'm going to be talking for a minute. Today's demonstration is designed to instruct you on using MetaStock and the accompanying software plugins. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell, but rather guidelines to interpreting and using specific indicators and features within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. Holy cow. I should say MetaStock shall have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of the software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. For those of you that are not familiar with MetaStock, I know there's a lot of you that kind of aren't. It's a company that has a pretty good heritage. We've been in business since the 80s. We are an ex-Thomson Reuters company, which is pretty good. It's a small company. MetaStock itself is a pretty small company compared to Reuters of 35,000 employees, and we like it that way. But we also like the fact that we get all of our data still from Reuters, and we still have a good relationship with them because we literally can power our software with data from anywhere in the world. Reuters itself covers about 95% of the global market cap. And, so that means we can go in and we can have a lot of customers in India, which we do thanks to Rahul, or we can have a lot of customers in Australia and Singapore and Hong Kong. And internationally, as well as domestically, we've had a lot of success with kind of the software, and that's just because of some of the things that it can do. One of the things that I like to talk about is obviously the Stocks and Commodities Awards. We're obviously pretty proud of that. It's been rated #1 for, 25 years in a row. That's a huge amount of time. And a lot of that is because of the functionality. It's real serious tools. And the idea behind those tools are to kind of help you save time, help you find the opportunities, so focus on the opportunities. The last time we did the summit, one of the comments that we got back was, so MetaStock's like the garbage man, huh? It takes out all the trash and all that's left is what I want to look at. I guess that's a pretty good way to say it. We're the garbage man for you. So Origin, I can't advise on how, the issues that you're having with the add-on, but we can get you in touch with Veritech, and we'll get you working with it. Okay. Yes, KG, it's either monthly for ATM 2.0 of $99 or $950. If you do DC, it's still going to be $99 a month with the special price, Philip. Does the Power Screener will work with during market data that's delivered by MetaStock Zenith. So whatever Zenith data is getting, you'll be able to flow right into Power Screener. The training, Devi, that Veritech offers with ARMO ATM 2 is one-on-one. It's to help you set up all of your screens and get it running. And I don't necessarily know if they have a time limit on that, but I don't imagine it would take too long. Ken says, I'm not very familiar with MetaStock. Well, I will try and help you with getting a better understanding. It does come with its own data feed. We get all of our data from Reuters. A lot of questions about the recordings today. All the sessions were recorded today. It's a lot of video to go through and get ready for YouTube, and usually takes our video team about 2 or 3 days to get available to it. I will go over all of the offers again, Jamie. Yes, I will. Is there an offer for MetaStock real-time along with the ATM add-on product? Yeah, if you buy any product today, ATM, MetaStock RT, or any of the add-ons today, we'll give you actually a trial to MetaStock to go along with it. So it's basically included for your first month for free. Okay, Vince, the training that, the recordings are going to be up on our YouTube channel. For everybody that registered today, I will send those copies out later in the week when they're available. Okay. In terms of the special offers, when you registered, there was a big old list of special offers you could get. One was from stocks and commodities. Most of the speakers had offers that were available. Those will be sent to you early next week. The one-on-one training will be delivered they'll set up a schedule with you. Rahul and his team will set up a schedule with you, and we'll get you some more information with that when you sign up. You just email them based on the availability, they'll set up a time with you. It's one-on-one, so basically it'll be, I believe it'll be delivered by WebEx, and I think Rahul has left the building. He has, so he probably wanted to get some sleep. I can't blame him for that, but I believe they'll set it up. They'll work it out with you in a time that you guys can both meet, and it's probably going to be like a WebEx or a GoToWebinar session. Okay, cool. Okay, Robert says, please tell us about MetaStock. I would love to tell you about MetaStock and how it works and its costs and purposes. So again, this is going to be kind of a bit of a free flow session. I want to talk in a high level. I know you guys have been here all day long, and appreciate that. And so what I want to do is kind of give you an idea of how MetaStock works and why it's been rated so highly, and kind of some of the main power tools that are available in MetaStock. So we're just going to kind of start with that right now. And what we'll do is I've opened up MetaStock. This is kind of the first screen that you look at. This is like your power console. I'm going to kind of go through kind of just a little bit of how to run charts, how to run scans. We won't talk too much about the system tester other than what it does and what the forecaster does, but we'll give you a good idea of how everything puts together and that kind of stuff. So right here, when we're kind of going through it, this will open up a chart which you can assign analytics to. This will scan this market to find stocks that are interesting to you. Here's your system test. This will allow you to test trading ideas to see how well they work out. And we actually have a patent pending forecaster model that actually does a lot of statistical analysis and puts together waves for you. So let's start with the charting tab. I'm going to go ahead and load this in. What I'm going to do is, you'll notice down here there's a huge list of different stuff that you can get. Like, we do have 387,000 issues that are available through Reuters. And what you can do is you can come in here, and we do have Asian, we have Europe, and we have North America. So if you're looking for something, you can actually come in here and you can drill into the list. But in the case that you just want to open up a security, you can go ahead and click on Open Chart here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up the diamonds. We'll go ahead and do it that way. And this I attached with Rob Hoffman stuff. This is the chart of the diamonds we were looking at earlier. So it has all of his studies already pre-applied and that kind of stuff. Here's another look at that particular add-on. His does a really good job of kind of finding those inventory retracement bars, that kind of stuff. But what I want to do is I actually want to go to a little bit of a cleaner view. So if I click on this button right here, it's going to apply a clean template for me. And then we're just going to, let's go ahead and go back here. No. Okay, yes. No, I just want to close the whole chart. No. Okay, so here we've got a kind of a clean template. I'm going to go ahead and click on View here, get rid of the expert commentary for now and that kind of stuff. I'm getting a lot of questions, so I'm just trying to make sure that I kind of address them. I'm actually going to ignore the questions for a minute while we kind of go through the charting applications and how to apply indicators and stuff like that. MetaStock is a huge open toolbox. You know, it does charting, has indicators. You can develop your own indicators for it, which is what we do with a lot of the different market experts and that kind of stuff. But for this, if you open up a chart, you're going to have a chart. And if you want to personalize that chart, if you want to kind of make it the way you want it, there's a couple hundred indicators that you can apply to a chart. If we scroll down here a little bit, you're going to come down to like indicators. This is our indicator quick list. And it's really a fairly simple charting software to use. In other words, if I want to throw a moving average on a chart, I just find the moving average on the list, I drag that, and I drop it on the chart. And it's going to ask me what kind of parameters I want. I click OK. Very easy to start to manipulate the chart and getting to looking the way that you want. If we want to come up and we wanted to add something that maybe in a different window, like a MACD, you not necessarily want to put on here, again, you just drag that and you drop it in the window that you want it to appear. You click on OK. It's very, very straightforward to use this particular piece of software. We talked a lot about expert advisors today and kind of what expert advisors are. And each of the experts that came in talked a lot about their expert advisors. And Vince Vora showed one. We showed one with Wendy Kirkland. We showed one with Rob Hoffman. And Rahul showed quite a few of them. And there are several that are built into the program that you can apply to a chart. So if I click on the expert advisor, it is going to give me a list of all the experts that are available. And I'll just show you the candlesticks ones. You'll notice there's a lot that come as part of the program. And there's a lot that I've actually built over the years as well. In the software, when you get it, there's going to be like 32 different expert advisors. Here's a pretty good one that I like to show. This one's called the candlesticks. I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the chart. I'm going to go ahead and click on close. And what this is going to do is it's actually going to identify like all of the engulfing bullish patterns or the rising windows or the following windows or the hammers. And there's about 32 patterns that if they happen on the chart, it's going to actually identify for you. I can change this. I do feel like we should be looking at candlesticks if we're talking about the candlesticks experts. So anytime you want to change something on a chart, right now we've got bars. If I wanted to change this over to candlesticks, I can double click on it. It's going to bring up a properties dialog box. I just change it to candlesticks, click on apply, click on close, and then I'm looking at candlesticks. With the expert advisor, most of the experts have built-in commentary or text. So we just had this rising window on the Dow Friday. So if I want to come in here and I want to take a look at what this does, I can go ahead and click on view. I can go into expert commentary. It's going to basically tell us what that rising window is. So kind of gives you help in terms of understanding what the indicator is or what the analysis method is doing and that kind of stuff. Now where I feel like we've done a really good job is actually in integrating this type of study into the different experts today. And so I'm going to basically kind of show you this same chart, but what we're going to do is we're going to work with Vince's trade methodology from the favorite trade from a few sessions ago. I'm going to go ahead and attach that to the chart. I'm going to go ahead and click on close. And you'll see that we just had this little sell arrow here. So we just had, you'll notice, if you remember back when Vince was talking, we had the downward slope that's measured right here. Here we had an engulfing bar that's set up. Then we had a trigger, and then we just barely got out of that trade on Friday based on the fact that it moved up into the exit signal. And you'll notice that, as we were talking about before, it's basically going to tell you exactly what the parameters are for that. If we're looking at the Wendy Kirkland expert, it would tell you what the parameters for that are. It's going to tell you when to get in and out based on those experts and that kind of stuff. So that's really, in a nutshell, how it all kind of puts together, fits together, and works. It's very, very simple to use. I want to talk a little bit about how scanning works. I'm going to see if we have some questions that we have. CJP says, I already have a lifetime license of MetaStock, but need to add Rob Hoffman's add-on and real-time with SPX, NDX, and RUT. How much would that cost me? Let me have you, because I don't know what version of MetaStock that you've got. I can tell you that the Hoffman add-on would be $129 per month. But what I'll have you do is, because you're going to qualify for an upgrade, call our sales team. The phone number is 1-800-882-3040. We've got people here ready to answer your phone, and they can actually kind of go through and tell you exactly how much that'll cost. KJ says, I joined late, but can you do another one like this in February? No. How's that? Our next one is actually scheduled, I think, for April, and we're already lining up the speakers for it. And I'm glad you made it. We will record all of the sessions, or we did record all of the sessions, and we'll make them available for you later. Helen asked, is MetaStock a software that has to be installed on a computer? Yes, it does require web access, Helen, and it is a Windows 10 product. So it's a Windows product, so it'll work on Windows machines. It'll work on Apple if you install Windows and use boot camps and things like that with it. You can also install it on as many computers as you want to. Steve says, can I open a chart of an option in MetaStock? If you have MetaStock RT, you can. You just put in the symbol, and it'll open up the option as a chart. So you can actually see that. Harvey says, if I run an Explorer with more than one expert, I seem to get only the list for the last one. This is a great question, Harvey. I'm going to come back to it as we talk about scanning. I'm going to cover it in just a second. So Shin asks, is there backtesting functionality in the software? Yes, we do offer full universe backtesting. So what I mean by that is you can go in and say, I want to test a specific methodology against the whole S&P 500, or you can test multiple methodologies against the whole S&P 500, and it'll come back and tell you exactly what stocks work best, how it works overall, all kinds of stuff like that. Okay, moving on to, there's a lot of questions coming in. Steve says, is there a program to help you determine when to enter a trend? I think a lot of the experts and a lot of the add-ons that we talked about are pretty good about that, but that's really the whole focus of the software. Frank asks, can you auto-trade? Not yet, Frank. If we buy MetaStock, can we use any expert methodology? Any of the experts that are built in? Yes, and there's about 32 of them. Can I have the phone number again? Absolutely. Oh, yes, absolutely. 1-800-882-3040. I'm going to type it right here. And yeah, we do have people here. He's probably busy. They're probably busy right now. They were slammed last time I went out there. So pricing. We have some questions about pricing and costs and things like that. The most complete version of MetaStock is actually MetaStock RT, which stands for real time. I'll go over this in a minute. Monthly, it's $250, but there's ways to bring that down by a thing. Tim says, will there ever be a Mac version? And again, just give us a call. We can kind of go through what the options are and what the differences are with you. 800-882-3040. Will there ever be a Mac version? I believe there will be. We're getting a lot of requests for Mac versions. So, and in fact, the new software that we're designing actually is Mac in mind. So, but that's not a promise. George, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Can you show us a program for entry and exits? Sure, absolutely. We had one for Vora today. We had several from ATM. We had Wendy Kirkland's, and we had Rob Hoffman's. Those are the four that we kind of talked about. Since we're already showing it, and I'm very familiar with it, this is the slope theory. So this will give you a totally automated program for entries and exit. It basically, here was your trigger, here was your entry, and here was your exit. And we can look at this on a number of different stocks. Like, it works really well on a lot of stocks. Right here on USO, if we come into that, here we just had a short that worked pretty good. But if you look at USO, here is another opportunity. The slope has just been to the short side. Here is a pretty good opportunity. All throughout this whole downfall of oil, there's been really good shorting opportunities all the way down. So they all work very much the same way, depending on kind of like the periodicities that you want to trade, how often you want to be in and out of the market. The functionalities look the same, depending on kind of if you want to do options and what type of instruments you're doing will depend on kind of the best expert for you to buy. Geez, there's a lot of questions coming in. I'm sorry if I miss it. Please do send us a recording. We'll do. Is tech support for MetaStock open on weekends? They are not. However, they are open on every other day. I think they're open for like 13 or 14 hours during the day. It's like from 6 a.m. our time to 9 o'clock p.m. our time. So wherever you're at in the world, you should be able to get a hold of them at a semi-decent hour. Jamie says, Wendy Kirkland's charts, are they ready pre-installed for you to run, or do we need to set them up? Wendy Kirkland's is what we call an add-on. It's not even officially out yet. We're hoping to have it available by Tuesday. So it's important to say if you're buying Wendy Kirkland's stuff, it looks really cool. You're going to like it. I really like her stuff. But it's gonna be basically, they're not going to charge you until it actually comes out. We're shooting for Tuesday. It'll be next week. All the testing is done and all that kind of stuff. There is not a Linux version, Scott. Show Rob Hoffman stuff. Okay, we can show Rob Hoffman stuff. Does MetaStock have archived webinars to learn how to use the system? Yes, that's actually a really good question. And I would recommend, actually, I really appreciate that question. I'm going to open up a little bit of a web browser right here, because one of the things is it's a pretty big toolbox. You know, we've been working on it for 30 years, and we've done a lot of things with it. And it's like any other toolbox, you know. If you understand how to use a hammer, you're going to be able to use it pretty good. To start with, like as you're getting started with the program, I'd just come to metastock.com. I'd click on support right here, click on this support section. And right here, you're going to see online training. So just go ahead and click on, no, not online training. Oh, yes, online training. Click on here we've got live, or you can go to recorded. If you click on this recorded section, it's going to give you a basic section right here, and it's going to give you an advanced section, and it's going to give you a Zenith. So obviously you'll want to start with basic, okay? This will play through all the videos if you just click on this. But if you just want to click on this, you can view the YouTube channel, and you'll see that there's stuff about the Power Console, the Explorer, the Forecaster, the System Tester, how to get started. And these videos, what we tried to do is kind of keep them short. So it's like 9 minutes on how to use the Power Console, and so you can go through it, and then you can practice, and you can go to the next lesson. Or you can go take a break, and then you can come back and do a lesson. We tried to kind of just keep it really pertinent, really short, and break them up into bite-sized bits. Now, if you're looking for other webinars, if you just come up to our YouTube channel, MetaStock, there's hundreds of those with Rahul speaking and the speakers that we've had today and all that kind of stuff. So there's plenty of training resources available for you. Steve says, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and share that. For anyone that's interested in MetaStock, it's fantastic, and the support is fantastic. Actually, he said the tech support is fantastic, and I agree with that. We are located in Salt Lake City, Utah, which right now I think we've gotten about maybe a foot of snow today. It's going to be a fun drive home. Daniel asked, do you have a standard Heikin-Ashi indicator plot? We do. Okay. And that catches me up on the questions for right now. If I missed yours, type it in again. I want to show how the scanning works in MetaStock because, again, the idea here is to kind of help you save time, figure out what opportunities are there. Okay, and of course, you know, all the add-ons that we talked about, whether it's Kirkland or Hoffman or Vora or ATM, all of the add-ons that we talked about today have scanning. And I think really from people that are getting started to use the MetaStock program that are interested in one of the add-ons, you're going to kind of very specifically use scanning first. Then they're going to open up charts and that kind of, and then they'll learn the other tools as they go along. So I think it makes a lot of sense to actually show you how to do scanning and show you how to do expert advice. Is kind of really kind of give you a thorough look into those. So right here, this is the power screener. I'm going to go ahead and open that up again. Here's where we opened up that chart, for example. And if I click on the scan tab, what we're going to do is it's going to give you a list of all the scans that are available in MetaStock. Okay. Now, I have a lot of scans in here because you can create your own scans, and keep in mind I've been working here for 20 years, and one of the things that I do is I help people like Vince Vora create scans, and Rahul, actually Rahul's really good. He creates all of his own scans, but I have a lot of them. There's probably about 50 or 60 built-in scans, and those include like show me the stocks that are overbought or have a candle pattern or something like that. Let's go ahead and run one of the scans. You notice I can run multiple ones. The question we had earlier is it seems like when I run multiple, I get them filtered through the the results separately. So let me explain the options. I've got 3 scans set up here. I've got Vora favorite trade. I've got the trigger, the setup, the trigger, and then the Wendy Kirkland automatic swing trader selected. Okay. Over here, this is about the option that you probably need to look at for the person that asked the question a little bit earlier about scanning options. If I have this option selected, what's going to happen is it's going to use the results from the preceding exploration. So it'll go through this Vora favorite trade, and anything that makes it through that scan is going to go into your next scan, and then into your next scan, which is great if you kind of put together a simple, like I want stocks that are greater than 50 and have this volume as a pre-filter. You can run it that way, and you can have everything go through the first filter scan, and then you could scan again for the Vora options. But if you want to run 2 separate scans against the same list and get results for both of them, what you want to do is use the selected instruments for all explorations. So what that means is right here we've got Vora favorite trade, we've got Vora favorite, the setup, the trigger, and the automatic swing trader for Kirkland, and all of those are going to go through all of the optionable stocks. So this is the option you probably want to use based on the question you had earlier. Hopefully that helped you out. Scott, I'm sorry. I got booted out twice today. I'm a little bit, I think it's ridiculous too. But I'm glad you came in here. But yeah, GoTo today has kind of given me some issues. So I'm sorry that you got booted out 2 times. Really am. Tech support is free, Ken, for the life, well, for as long as you're subscribed. So yeah, you can call. And again, they're very, very good. Sean asked a question, does it have a programming language to design a system? And it does, Sean. And the reason I like it is because I'm not a programmer. So I came up through inside sales. But this programming language is simple enough. It's we call it the MetaStock formula language, but it's very, very easy to use. So for example, if you're looking for, you want to put together a scan that has your close greater than your $5, really you type in close greater than 5 and that's it. It's a very straightforward programming language. It's not like some of our competitors where it's based in Java or based in Pascal or something like that. It's a very, very easy programming language to use and to design systems for. What Top Dog scans do we have? Well, I have all of them. Top Dog's another Barry Burns product. If you're interested, if you know who Barry Burns is, it's a pretty good one. We do have all of his methodologies put into MetaStock as well. Steve, I can show you that particular question offline. I'd have to remember how to do it. I don't look a lot at the chart on the options. But you can pull them on as long as you have MetaStock RT. It's not too hard. Generally what you're going to do is you're going to go into Icon, you're going to open up a option watch, find the actual one that you want to chart, and as long as you've got the symbol, you just type it in right here. So just go open up a option watch in your Zenith platform, find the symbol that you want, and it's going to be a really long symbol. Just put it in here. Click on Open Chart, it'll pull it in there for you. And if you need more help than that, just call me or get a hold of me and I'll send you more details. Okay, if you click on, oops, hold on just a second. If you click on Summary, it's just going to tell you what you're going to do. So in the case of the exploration, it's going to give you a summary of the scans that you're running, what order you're going to run them in, and what instruments you're going to run them in. It just gives you a summary. Now, if you have a question about what scan you're running, if you come in here and actually hover over it, it'll tell you what scan you're running. What broker do I like? Well, I use TD Ameritrade. I didn't say I liked him. Actually, TD Ameritrade's fine. I do understand I'm paying a little bit more than I should. Okay. Okay. Question on pricing. Thanks for coming, Ramandu. We do have information for the Forex. And I think we're getting a little bit disjointed today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of come in here and just talk a little bit about pricing for MetaStock and how that works. And then we're kind of going to take any other questions, and we'll stay here as long as we need to. So again, so for MetaStock, how much does it cost? So for $59 a month, you'll basically get hourly updated version of MetaStock with daily charts or higher. 59 bucks a month. That's all you have to pay. For MetaStock RT, it's $250 a month for a subscription, and that includes the icon data as well. And like I said, we will give you a trial to MetaStock or MetaStock RT with any of the subscriptions today. In addition to that, there's ways you can bring those costs down. If you like MetaStock after your trial, you should purchase it. What that means is you pay a one-time cost for MetaStock, which is 449 bucks, and you bring your cost down for data to about $25 a month. So you can talk to our guys about kind of what that means. For the Hoffman, the add-ons that we discussed today, to go through those again, it's $129 a month for the Hoffman Pro Trader Pack Elite. The Wendy Kirkland's automated swing trader module is normally $499. It's almost available. As long as everything goes well, we'll have it available for on Tuesday. You can get your order in now. It's $399. We won't bill you until it's actually available and you can download it. The Vince Vora is my favorite takedown add-on is $399. And the RMO ATM, normally it's $129 a month. If you buy it now, as part of the intro rate, it's going to be $30 off each and every month for as long as you're subscribed to it, which is pretty good. You can also do that yearly. It's $950 per year. If you do that yearly, Rahul will give you that personal one-on-one training. If you have questions that we don't cover today, just give us a call, 800-882-3040. We do have people here now, and you can also chat in with them at metastock.com/saleschat. More questions. Let's go ahead and answer them. Steve says, can you give us a brief comparison of the difference between Zenith and RT? Well, okay, let me tell you what Zenith is, because we haven't talked a lot about Zenith today. Zenith's actually included with MetaStock RT. And it's a huge platform. I'm kind of debating on whether to open it up and show it to you. I don't think I'm going to. Just because we will be in that egg forever. But so Zenith is a product called Icon by Thomson Reuters. Thomson Reuters spent about $1 billion+ actually developing a platform to compete with Bloomberg. It's a really cool platform, and they charge, I think, about $1,500 a month for it. Because we're not dealing with like that banks and the institutions, the brokerage, the hedge funds, those type of people. We deal with retail markets. We have a retail version of that. We've white labeled it. We call it MetaStock Zenith, and we actually include it as part of your RT subscription. So if you're interested in news or fundamentals or macro data or options data or just about anything, I mean, it does everything from telling you everything that's coming up in terms of events and how it's going to impact the market, to telling you how well Facebook is trending on Facebook right now and Twitter. So there's all kinds of functionalities in it. They've spent a huge amount of money developing it out. Obviously, if you're familiar with Reuters, it's a news company. Some of the best news that you can get, and it's just included for free. And it's a whole nother package, and it's really, really cool. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of what Icon is and what Zenith is. Zenith is a white labeled Icon. William asked, does MetaStock RT contain option info, option graphs, and option tools? Zenith does, but MetaStock does not. There is not a lifetime price for RMO ATM. William, thanks for that question. It's $99 a month or $950 a year. If I trade based on 15-minute chart while MetaStock is updated every hour, does my strategy work? No. No. In that case, what you'd want is with MetaStock DC, you get hourly updates, and that's only $59 a month. But if you're trading on a 15-minute chart, you're going to want MetaStock RT, which is full-blown real-time John. So I hope that helps. In MetaStock, how do I find options data? If you right-click on a chart and click on the research links, it'll take you to an options pricing table. That's great if you have MetaStock DC. If you have MetaStock RT, you'll skip that altogether and just get it out of Icon, or I mean Zenith. Is there an email address I can send a bunch of questions to, Steve? Yes, the email is, let me type it out for everybody, sales@metastock.com. Oh, and then I send it privately. Let me send it again. Okay, there we go. We'll send that to everybody. The phone lines are going to be open for probably about another hour. They will not be open tomorrow. So give us a call, 800-882-3040. Of course, we'll be open on Monday. But give us a call, get those questions in. They're going to probably stick around until they stop getting phone calls. So call them. KJ asks, if I buy RMO ATM, I get MetaStock for free? Yes, for your first month. My goodness, I'm trying to. Do you have a screenshot of Zenith? I'll show you Zenith real quick. Why not? It's really pretty cool. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start it up. I've been loading mostly Icon here. And I'm just going to show you a little bit of what it looks like. I mean, we could spend, I've done 8-hour session on Icon before. So we could spend a lot of time in it. Let me go ahead and launch it up though. I'll show it to you. Let me go ahead and get out of the PowerPoint. So this is Icon. You can have multiple workspaces. You can do all kinds of pretty cool stuff with it. I'm going to show you the home page, which is a pretty good place to start. Let's go ahead and I'll just type in home. So it's a little bit of it runs as a toolbar up here, and this says Workspace 8, which is what I'm in. You can have a bunch of different workspaces open. Here, you just basically kind of give you an idea to some of the stuff that's available. I think it's pretty sexy. Your home screen is basically going to show you kind of what the markets did. The markets are closed today, as you know, but show you kind of what they're doing. When you install Zenith for the first time, it's going to ask you what you're trading. I said I was trading equities with a focus on options, so this is kind of my view. Your view will be a little bit different. I can come in here and I can easily see what's going on in the market. I can go to a front page and see all the news that's coming up. This economic monitor opens up a calendar that gives you an event type view of, the Fed speaking on Tuesday, and that's going to have a huge impact on the market, that kind of stuff. You can do some pretty cool index analysis and sector analysis. You can go in and look at economic indicators, which is pretty cool. You can go see what non-farm payroll looks like over a couple of years. You can compare it to other countries. There's just so much in here, which is kind of why I'm a little bit hesitant. I don't want to do it this justice. But what I would probably recommend is if you're interested in that macroeconomic stuff, if you go back to that support page on our website, and I think I still got it open, and I'll just show you how to get just a lot more information about Zenith and because it is a very cool tool. One of the things that's pretty cool about our relationship with Reuters is our ability to, sell their data and their news. Okay, so just going to load up metastock.com right here, show you where that site is. So if you're interested in learning more about any of the products, click on the products tab right here. If you want to see Zenith in action, come to the support and come to that online training and go through the videos. It'll give you a really good idea of some of the capabilities that are in there. Okay. Ken asked, does MetaStock DC have options information? It does. John says, thank you, you are awesome. Thank you, I really appreciate that, John. It's good to see you here. Really, Joan and I are buddies from Vegas, twice now. Rob Hoffman spoke at 7 a.m. this morning, so we're kind of shutting everything down. However, if you missed Rob's session, we will have it recorded and out to you later in the week. MetaStock RT will include a subscription to Zenith. So give us a call at 800-882-3040. When you subscribe for data to RT, it actually includes Zenith as part of it. Robert says, do you need all the add-ons to be able to find buy-sell recommendations? I don't think so. You need to find something that you like, something that works well for you. And I'd probably recommend maybe one or two to start and kind of figure out if those are good and how you like them, and then kind of grow from there. Is there a package deal for all of the services if you purchase them all at the same time? Steve, we'll work out something for you. Give us a call, 800-882-3040. How much does it cost to upgrade to 14 from 11? I believe, do not quote me on this, but I believe it's $249 and it's $199 here at the summit. Call to confirm, 800-882-3040. There are some real-time exchange fees that you have to pay for real-time data, Ron. That's the same with every provider. With the exception of Forex, we don't have real-time data fees for Forex because there's not an exchange fee for them. We have all kinds of information on options, including like in the money volatilities. We've got all the Greeks. We've got all of the things. CJ, thank you. All kinds of option information that's available in RT. In end of day, we kind of just have like the option chains that you're used to that kind of just shows you kind of a delayed pricing of where everything is. Thanks for coming, Peter. MetaStock RD has all the Vince Vora setups included, or is it an additional charge? Great question. Thanks for asking. The Vince Vora is my favorite trade setup is $399. It's a one-time cost. You own it forever. And it also, one of the things about Vora is it includes the full training class that goes through the whole method and how it works and all that kind of stuff that is available for you for life. Steve says, is there any special training webinars? We're actually going to be doing some, that's a pretty good question. We're going to be doing a lot of bootcamp style training after the summit. And I always do this. You don't have to necessarily get MetaStock to be invited to these things. I'm going to be sending you stuff on training sessions that we're going to be hosting. And we're going to go through kind of like Zenith. We'll do one on the power tools of MetaStock. We'll do one on the forecaster. And definitely, if you go, I would recommend you get MetaStock because next week we're going to start special training webinars to help everybody. We usually get a huge influx of customers from these online trading summits. We want to keep those customers and those new clients. So I do a lot of training sessions just to kind of make sure everybody's up to speed. It works pretty well. Thanks, Robert. Please help again. What do I buy? If I only do weekly options daily with TOS, do I buy Zenith, MetaStock data, RT with RMO ATM? You definitely could. You definitely could. The Zenith's the full-blown real-time package. It will include Zenith as part of it. So what I would recommend for what you're saying, buy this RMO ATM for $99 a month and get a free month of Zenith and MetaStock data as part of it. All right. That is the end of the questions. I want to thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys enjoy these like about half as much as I do, because then you're really going to like them. But if you do have any feedback on how the session went today, if you want to bitch about the fact that we had outages and the room shut down or something like that, feel free to send them. Send any feedback you've got to me. My email address is jeffrey.gibby@metastock.com, and I look forward to hearing your suggestions. Thank you, guys, and we will see you. I will answer your question, Vince. For the RMO annual purchase, you mentioned some training would be included. Yes, it's basically, Vince, what they're going to include is a personal training session with you and the support team of Veritech. They're going to sit down with you. They're going to make sure you get everything installed, that you know how everything works, and that you can apply it all to the charts. So, and they'll take as long as, I feel they'll take as long as they need to make sure you're comfortable with everything. All right, guys, we're going to conclude MetaStock Online Trading Summit. I think it's a 6th version of it, and I appreciate you guys coming today. And we'll see you at the one in April. It's a one-time charge for Vince Vora. One time. You own it for life. All right. See you guys.